What's going on, legendary people? Today we'll be talking about my girl Fischl. This character was recommended to do a build video for, so let's see what old Fischl got going on. Today I'll be doing a brief overview of her kit, going over weapons, artifacts, constellations, and talents. Woo! Let's do this now. Now, Fischl is meant to be an off-field DPS character. Her bird, Oz, will be able to be summoned on the field, and he can deal AoE electro damage. So if you are looking for a good electro applicator, Fischl is definitely going to be your girl. And don't leave a comment talking about why is she calling her Fischl. That's my nickname. I got a nickname for everybody. Now let's go ahead and move on. All right, now when it comes down to her weapons, there are going to be 4 weapons that I recommend for you. The first one is going to be the stringless, of course. Elemental mastery, do not worry about the main stat on the weapon, because elemental mastery is good on someone like Fischl. No matter if you have her in an overload team comp, if you have her in some form of a dendro team comp or electro charge, stringless is going to get the job done for you. Plus she is off field, so if your main DPS is just needing that electro, what more could you ask for? And she can get the job done too if you want. Hey, I know quite a few people who have made her a DPS character, so it all depends on you. But moving on, I don't want to spend too much time on the weapons. Stringless is going to be really good because her whole entire kit is around her elemental skill as her main priority, following up with the burst. So this weapon really prioritizes though too, so that's why I recommend it. Next up is going to be the Skyward Harp. Yes, a 4-star weapon is going to be the top priority over the 5 stars that I'm recommending. Now, Skyward Harp is a cool weapon. The reason why it's cool is really 3 things. You're gonna get a really high base attack. The crit rate, of course, is always going to be good. And look at this. Increases crit damage by 25%. Where can you go wrong with Skyward Harp? It fills the void. If you are someone who is missing crit rate or missing crit damage, or you feel as if your base attack is too low, this weapon is really good at filling the void when you're building her. When it comes down to the next weapon, it is going to be Yelan's, aka Lady Luck's signature weapon. Okay, now this weapon here, the base attack is really low, which is unfortunate, which is why it's not ranked so high, but the crit damage is what makes this really good. And then last but not least, if you pay attention to the description, when there are opponents nearby, the damage dealt by the wielder of this weapon is increased by 20%. That is really good. And then the key right there is this will take effect whether the character is on the field or not. Okay, so that's why this weapon is awesome. And last but not least, I'm going to recommend Child's weapon, aka Tarantula's weapon. If you have him, go ahead and equip. This is an R Sun, this is an R Star, this is the Polar Star. Ooh, you see how I did that? Because I don't know, I'm not really a big fan of Tarantula, but anyway, that's beside the point. When it comes down to this weapon, what you're going to notice is you will have to be mindful when you use this weapon so you can make sure you're getting all of your stacks. But it has really good base attack. The crit rate is awesome too as well. And if you see the description, of course, the elemental skill and burst damage is increased by 12%. Remember, her whole entire kit is around her skill, following it up with the burst, which is pretty much a skill 2.0. It just resets, in my opinion. So that is pretty much all you want to be focused on, and you get your stacks, which will increase your attack. So that is pretty much it when it comes down to the weapons. Now when it comes down to the artifacts, I'm not going to recommend a lot for you. There's only 3 sets that I'm going to recommend to you, and it's going to start off first with the Golden Troop. Golden Troop is an amazing set for her. This is what everybody should be running right now. If you are playing her now, yeah, I don't know what else you're doing with your life. 4-piece golden is going to be great for you. It increases the elemental skill damage, and guess what? When you take her off the field, it increases by another 25% when she is not on the field. That is insane. Pop your E and then get off, okay? And know you're going to be dealing more damage. Okay, look at this. The 2-piece set increases elemental skill damage by 20%. Then the 4-piece set is going to increase elemental skill damage by 25%. Additionally, when not on the field, elemental skill damage is increased further. by 25%. This is, oh my goodness. The skill is just massively buffed on this set, so I'm going to recommend this one as the main one. Okay, next up is going to be 4-piece Thunder and Fury. This set is an OG set, so I can understand that people who have started this game from the beginning of time are still using this set. It's not necessarily bad, but you will get out damaged by Golden Troop. Okay, you will be out damaged by that set, but it can still hold its own, especially if you're playing a particular type of team comp. In my opinion, this build is really team comp driven, so you really want to play it around certain characters with Fischl, especially when you know you're going to be increasing the damage caused by Overload, Electro Charge, Super Conduct, Hyper Bloom. You get Aggravated gets increased. Even the new stuff now that we got in Naughty with the Lunar Charge. Everything is just going to get a buff. So if you are using her for a chemical warfare, then Fischl is going to be really good on this set as well. And then last but not least, I'm just going to talk about one set because it is a one-stop shop all. 2-piece attack with any of the other sets that I mentioned. So if you can't get a full 4-piece set, go ahead and use 2-piece Gladiator for the 2-piece attack, and then use Golden 2-piece Golden, get the elemental skill, or use 2-piece Thunder and Fury so you can get the electro damage plus. Okay, so that is pretty much it when it comes down to our sets. Didn't want to overdo it too much, just want to keep it really simple. So if you're going just for a really good Fischl and you just want to try to maximize your damage, you're going to go 4-piece Golden Troop. If you're someone who is team comp driven, maybe you have an idea with certain Dendro team comps that you want to try her with, or maybe Electro Charge is something that you really enjoy doing, then try Thunder and Fury and see how that works out for you. And then last but not least, Gladiator or any other build that has 18% on it will be great on her too. Okay, now when it comes down to her constellations are pretty much very simple. Okay, to make it short, the more constellations you have, the more damage you will output. And then when you finally get to C6, then the duration of Oz being present on the field will stay. He'll get an extended amount of time. It's not much, but it's 2 seconds, okay? But that's all you need to know. Her damage gets a bigger damage output, and then Oz is on the field a little bit longer. Those 2 seconds can make or break though. That I will say that. Those 2 seconds don't seem like a lot, but when you're fighting, 2 seconds really mean a lot, especially if you're doing Spiral Abyss. Now, when it comes to her talents, pretty simple when it comes to her. You really just want to focus on her skill. Her skill is going to be the top priority that you focus on. Don't look at my Mora. I know I'm over here pretty close to it. I'm struggling, y'all. Please, just send help, man. Just help me, man. Please help me. And then, of course, her ultimate right here is what you want to focus on. Early in the game when I first started playing, I was leveling up every single stat that I could. But now I really just focus on what I know I will be using on characters. So when you're building her, just focus on her skill and focus on her ultimate. Okay, that is pretty much it. Now when it comes down to what you should be looking like when you are on this page for the details, right here you can see we have 1700 attack, 320 elemental mastery, and if we click here we'll see that we have 50% crit rate and 158 crit damage. Well, let's talk about it. At the end, when you are done building your Fischl, if you have C0, I'm going to talk as if you are just trying to build Fischl just to build her, because you never know when you're going to get constellations. At the end of the day, if you ever get this 4-star character to C6, what your stats should look like, you are going to want an electro damage bonus cup on her, okay? That's first and foremost. You want an electro damage bonus cup on her. You want your crit rate to be around 60%. 60% or more is the goal, okay? Follow by my words, not by what you see on the screen. When it comes to the crit damage, you want a minimum of at least 150. She is a sub DPS character, so you don't want that crit damage to be slacking, especially if you have your goal at 60% of crit rate. Elemental Mastery is really on you. What kind of team comps are you playing her in? Are you just trying to have that? Do you even care about what she's going to be doing? Are you looking for reactions for her? Or are you just using her for the damage and then applying Electro to the enemies? You really have to make that decision for yourself. Even if you are building her for reactions, you do not have to invest heavily in Elemental Mastery, because nowadays there are characters that can give you Elemental Mastery. So depending on your team comp, you may already be getting the job done regardless. Now, when it comes down to energy recharge, you do not have to focus on energy recharge. If you get it as a substat, please do not feel bad if you do not invest in it. If you don't get any rolls into it, it's not end all be all. And of course, you want your attack to be around 1800 or more. If I leveled her up to level 90, she would be there. And that is pretty much it when it comes down to building Fischl. I hope I did good on this one, man. I guess the Hoyoverse community will let me know. I'm a Hoyo creator myself, so don't be too hard on me. This is just, hey, I'm just being myself right now. I had teams playing throughout this video, so I hope you saw some team comps and you really enjoyed them and you thought they were kind of cool. So, yeah. As always, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Leave a comment below and let me know what you think. Recommend a character for me, and also let me know how you are playing your Fischl. Let me know what constellation you got and how do you feel about yours, okay? I'll see you all in the next video, and remember, a legend cannot be forgotten.